Hey everybody, so next month is February, which means it's Black History Month. And I've been debating for several days now what I'm going to read. I have a few ideas, which we're going to get into, but I really need your help to figure out what I'm going to do. And I need some fiction in there, so stick around, we'll talk about it. Okay guys, so I've been thinking about this for, I don't know, about a week now, maybe even longer. And I've got some definite ideas about what I want to do, what I want to cover. So it is Black History Month, but I don't think there's anything wrong with adding Indigenous voices or people of color generally. You know, I mean, I'm really interested in what's going on in Palestine right now. I've read a lot on that. And any sort of support that we can swing our way in that regard is always a good thing. I think, you know, in the interest of like Black internationalism, if you will, you know, we're all chasing after the same things, really, to elevate voices that have historically been marginalized. And that's very important to me, especially as I read more and more about these people's history. So anyway, here's what I got so far. I believe it's all nonfiction that I've picked out so far. And some of it is a little bit off the beaten track. So here's what I want some feedback from you guys is I want a good sort of smattering of fiction. And I want something, I'm going to have a good like 30 to 50% that was bestseller or close to it, you know, like had some sort of commercial success, because as it is, I have so much stuff on my channel that is off the beaten track. So I'm trying to broaden that out and get more of a bigger audience, which means that the other stuff, the lesser known stuff, will get, you know, promoted more, and that's what that's all about. So here's what I got so far. I got this box set here, In Their Own Voices. It's all about the history of slavery in the United States, and I'll just go through what's in that set. We've got 12 Years a Slave by Solomon Northup. The Narrative of the Life of Frederick Douglass. I just read this, I don't know, a month or two ago, and it was just excellent. It will destroy you, this book. Very, very few books in any category have moved me like that. The Underground Railroad, that's by William Still. I don't know, I feel like I've been through this in the past. Must have been through my school years or something. Incidents in the Life of a Slave Girl by Harriet Jacobs. And then, of course, Up From Slavery by Booker T. Washington. So I will probably, I mean, I've already read one of these. I want to do the whole box set, ideally. Although I'm willing to be moved from this, you know, if I think that I could be able to cover, like, I don't want to commit myself to more than 5,000 pages. I know that I can cover 4,000 pages in a month. That's been pretty standard for my reading lately. So, you know, I didn't really add all these up, but I mean, I'm sure that's nowhere near that, or even half. So those are some options. This was a New York Times bestseller by Ibram Kendi, Stamped from the Beginning, The Definitive History of Racist Ideas in America. He actually just came up with like sort of a younger version, you know, with lots of pictures in it, sort of a narrative, sort of political cartoon history. I can't remember what you call those kind of books. Jog my memory in the comments if you can. This I've seen heavily cited in a lot of works, like what did I see this referenced in? Basically, all of Carol Anderson's works that I've read, White Rage, what was that other book that she wrote? One Person, No Vote. I think she talked about it in here as well. She mentioned this book. And White Fragility, which wasn't terribly great. It was okay. It was pretty good, that book. It wasn't, even though it was a bestseller, it wasn't rated very well, and she got a lot of flack. I think most of the criticism was unfair, but some of it was a little bit on the fair side. You know, there were some criticisms that I had against, what was her name who wrote White Fragility? Robin D'Angelo or something like that. So anyway, she mentioned this a few times, and I you know, I had this in my bookshelf, and I thought I want to get around to that. That's by Michelle Alexander. There's also this that I was looking at, Free at Last. This was written by, wasn't there 2 authors on this? Edited by Ira Berlin, Barbara J. Fields, Stephen Miller, Joseph Reedy, and Leslie Rowland. So this looks really interesting, but that's going to be a little bit of a slog. Actually, it's smaller than it looks. This is only 540 pages, so that'll take me only a couple of days. And then there's the Matter of Black Lives, which I think this is around 900 pages or something. 820, something like that. And I think it's all, you know, former posts by the New Yorker, writings from the New Yorker, edited by Jelani Cobb and David Remnick. This looks really interesting. And was it a bestseller? Might have been a bestseller even. Anyway, those are sort of what I'm looking at. And again, if you can think of some fiction, I need some fiction ideas. I might take a few of these out. If you really compel me, I might take all of them out and you know, go off of all of your recommendations. But I think I want to read this box set. I need some fiction, and if you really compel me in the direction of, you know, branching off into more Indigenous stories or people of color, I would really like to include that. Because do we have an Indigenous month? Do we have? I mean, probably in Canada we have something like that. And as I say, you know, like Palestine, anything that I can do to raise awareness about Palestine and what they're going through, I'm all over that. But I need a good sort of smattering of well-known fiction and non-fiction. I'm certainly open to stuff off the beaten track, but I've already got a little bit of that, and I need to sort of get some more eyeballs, you know what I mean? So anyway, we'll leave it at that. Let me know in the comments below what you think, and we'll see you down there. Thanks for stopping by.
Hey everyone, I hope you liked this video. If you want more like the one you just watched, click the suggested video on this screen. Make sure you subscribe, and to connect with me on my other platforms, my handles are linked below in the description, alright? Take care, peeps. Till next time.